Today we're going to use chalk pastel, to draw a polar bear. To start, we'll hold our chalk and draw a big circle. That's not quite big enough, but instead of flipping your paper over, all you have to do is just make that circle bigger. No big deal. This will be the start of the polar bear's head. Now go ahead and color in this whole circle. Chalk is really fun to work with. It's kind of messy too. You'll notice that sometimes it kind of flakes off a little bit on your paper, just like regular chalk. We can take one finger and kind of blend that in. We don't ever want to smudge it and rub it all over. So pick a finger and gently rub those extra little bits that flaked off. Rub them in. Make sure you're controlling your hand. We're not rubbing and smearing. We're keeping it within the circle. Yep, it's going to get on your finger. Just wipe it on a wet rag or paper towel as you're working. Okay, so there's our polar bear's head. Doesn't look like much yet. The body of our polar bear, we'll see his shoulders. It's kind of an upside down U shape. Again, color it in. Use your finger to blend in those pieces that have flaked off. If it faded too much, just color over it again and maybe don't blend it in this time. Let's add the ears for the polar bear. Half circles. Okay, done with the white for now. This time, pick up a blue or a purple. We're going to do some shading. Snow does some interesting things in the moonlight. When you see a shadow on snow, it's not gray. It's usually a bluish or a purplish tint. So pick either blue or purple. Maybe it depends on the color of your paper. My paper is purple, so, oh man, I don't have a purple chalk, so I guess I'll use blue. On the left side, point to the left side. We are going to put this color there for shading. We won't draw all the way around. So with your chalk, not at the very top, start by the ear and draw the letter C. See how it comes underneath the polar bear's chin? But it doesn't come on this side. The sunlight's coming from this way, and this part is in the shadow. This side of your polar bear will also get some shading. We can draw where the arms will be with our shaded color, our blue or our purple. Now it looks like his arms are here and this is his belly. We would also see the shading on the edge of the ears. See how it's just like a little letter C? On this side, it would be a little different. Okay, put put your shading color away and get your finger ready. We're very gently going to blend our shaded color and our white. Remember, we're not smearing it. Control, use that finger so it looks like a shadow in the snow on our polar bear. Maybe our polar bear's made out of snow, or maybe it's just a regular old polar bear. You can wipe your finger on a paper towel or a rag if you need to. The details. Bust out black. In the middle of the polar bear's face, draw a rounded triangle. It's a triangle that has rounded edges instead of points. Inside of it, draw a long oval. That's the reflection on the nose. His nose is wet and shiny, and when light hits a shiny object, we see a reflection. Usually we think about drawing reflections in the eyes, but in this case, polar bear has a shiny, wet nose, not like our noses at all. Black is such a powerful color. Not a good idea to blend this one. We'll just leave it. Finish it off with a smile. And again, we won't blend this part in because it may just smear all over the place. Think about eyes for your polar bear. Are your eyes going to be winking eyes? Will you have them closed and happy? Are they going to be open and looking to the side? Here's an example. She looks very happy. This one's winking. I wonder what this one is looking at. And this one appears to be looking up at the falling snow. How will you draw your eyes? It's cold outside. Will your polar bear have rosy cheeks? You can choose if your polar bear has rosy cheeks or not. I'm going to use the pink and color in some rosy cheeks. You can use a finger to gently blend this one in. You can also use the pink inside the ears. Okay, more detail time. What kind of hat is your polar bear going to wear? Is it a stocking cap? Is it a Santa hat? What will that look like? What colors will it be? When we're drawing our hat, we want to make sure it fits on the polar bear's head. To do that, we'll pretend that there's a spot for the ears to come out. We're going to start at the bottom of the ear. Draw a curved line that comes over to the other part of the ear. Now, this hat is specially made to fit the polar bear's head, and the ears are going to pop out. How will your hat be? Mine is going to look kind of like a Santa hat. You could have a stocking cap. See how it's just a curved shape and another curved shape? Maybe yours is wearing a top hat. You can come up with a pattern or design for yours if you'd like. Maybe it's stripes. Maybe it's snowflakes. Nice thing about chalk is you can just color over the top. Still be very careful as you're working. careful you don't smear too much. At this point, our chalk's probably getting pretty full. You can take it and just gently tip it over. Look at all that extra chalk that came off my drawing. Let's wipe it up with a rag, but don't get your paper wet, or we can just leave it until the end when we're cleaning up. It's still chilly outside. Our polar bear needs a scarf. Pick a color, and we're going to draw a line that starts by the chin and goes to the shoulder on both sides. This line follows the chin and is going to go across the chest. You can add in a pattern. Maybe it's stripes. Maybe it matches your hat. Think about thick and thin lines. If you choose to blend very carefully. We don't want to smudge our colors together. So think about, like, I'm doing just my blue, just my blue, just my blue, just my blue. Wipe it on a paper towel. Just my green, just my green, just my green. Wipe it on a rag or paper towel. Don't smear side to side. It can ruin your art. Doesn't look quite like a scarf yet. We need another section too. This part comes down onto your polar bear. It can go off the page if you'd like. This time the pattern goes the opposite direction because it's hanging down. Maybe you have some tassels at the end. Okay, let's think about a background. Is it snowing? Is the breeze blowing? What would you like to add back there? Maybe it's just polka dots. Whatever you draw, don't blend those in. It's going to smear them too much. Also, you'll notice you can't get a whole lot of detail out of chalk. It's hard to draw small things with it. When you're all done, don't forget to sign your name.